Hi everybody, this is the baseball head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion. Your host, and welcome back to the baseball head, and hopefully you like this video. And of course, hit that subscribe button again. We mentioned to you, coming in here for multiple times. Please become a member of the channel. It's a great way to support your host. Especially, I want to get myself a computer, and it's a great way to sort of improve the channel. People complain about the sound, they complain about the video. And I would hope that you help me out. It benefits all of us. And I thank you beforehand. And of course, if you become a member, you get to see yourself randomly come up in a picture on the channel. So it's pretty cool. But got a rumor for you. I'm not too keen on this. It's from SI.com. Now, as you know, we're still waiting on Pete Alonso. I think that Mets are going to sign him. It seems like Alonso wants to stay. He hasn't gotten the deal that he wants. But there are other players that are still out there. And I don't know about this. So let me read you this. Could Mets add all-star reliever as package deal? Potential Nolan Arenado trade. Now, I would mention, the Mets are talking to Tanner Scott. So there's a pretty good chance I think the Mets are going to sign him. Because he's the only team that's been attached to him, really, that we've heard about, has been the Mets with Scott. So we'll keep that. That might happen very soon. The reliever market, as an aside, has been very slow. It's probably the slowest market right now in Major League Baseball. New York Mets could try to acquire one of baseball's best relievers, the potential trade for Nolan Arenado. Let's see what they had to say about this. In a December 10th article, MLB.com's John Denton wrote that St. Louis Cardinals infielder, a 10-time Gold Glove Award winner, Nolan Arenado, would be willing to waive his full no-trade clause and a potential trade with the New York Mets. Now, I would mention about the Cardinals. They are so desperate to move him. Because, first of all, they traded him to Houston, and he turned down the deal. Okay? Apparently, the Mets are they can trade him to the Mets. They're not on their no-trade clause. I mean, he'll waive it to go to the Mets. He's got about 5 teams to waive it to. Houston was one of them, and he decided he didn't want to go there, which is ridiculous. They're still good. So it doesn't, he put the kibosh on it. The Mets' current focus seems to be re-signing Pete Alonso. However, if the two sides aren't able to come to a deal, then the Mets could pivot to pursue Arenado, who hit .272 with a .719 OPS, 16 home runs, and 71 RBIs during the 2024 regular season, and moving Mark Vientos to first base. Bleacher Report's Joe Reeder alluded to this in a January 10th article by writing, "Trading for Arenado is probably not Plan A. You sign Pete Alonso or Plan B, sign Alex Bregman for the Mets right now, but it could be a Plan C." You see, here's the thing I notice about other writers in other towns. They always like to send their garbage. I mean, the best players that are, past their prime to the Mets. I've noticed that for many years. They love coming up with these concoctions thinking the Mets are foolish enough to make a deal like this, or any kind of deal. Part of this is not a bad deal with the other one. When speaking about Arenado's potential fit with the New York Yankees, Reuter wrote, the Yankees could covet a package deal of Arenado All-Star closer Ryan Helsley. A package deal of this sort could make more sense for the Mets. It doesn't. Helsley produced a 7-4 record, a 2.04 ERA, 49 saves, 79 strikeouts, and 66 and third innings. Pitched to the Cardinals in 2024, which was good enough to win him National Reliever of the Year awards. Now, I would mention, this doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. I could see the Cardinals going after this reliever, and just this reliever. They won't want anything to do with Arenado because obviously they got a good third baseman there. But let me continue on. The 30-year-old also has a 2-0 record with a 1.08 ERA, 9 strikeouts, and 2 saves, and 8 appearances against the Mets in his career. He'll be an unrestricted free agent after next season. You're combining him with Diaz late in games would immediately give them one of the National League's best bullpens. That's true. But this is so unrealistic. And these are the kinds of trades, folks, that you see by all these different writers They come up with just ridiculous stuff. They get, I don't know what it is. They just don't think, to be honest with you. In my view, they just don't think. They really don't. There's no thinking. There's no like critical thinking going on here. To be honest with you, they just throw stuff up against the wall and hope that just to fill the pages up. And this is one of those things. He's a good reliever. I've been hearing, since November that they were probably going to move him because the Cardinals are on a weird spot. That's not a bad division. I mean, it's a bad division in that a lot of the teams can compete. The Reds are going to be a major player this year, especially with Terry Francona. And I really believe that they're going to take a big step forward with him as manager. And I think that Ellie De La Cruz is going to have a humongous year. He's going to have an MVP type year this year. I don't know if he's going to win it. Obviously with that monster out in California, out in Los Angeles, it's going to be tough in the National League to win an MVP. But that kid, he's going to have a huge year. He's got a chance to steal possibly 100 bases and still hit 30 home runs and drive 100 runs too. I could definitely see that. But and Milwaukee's always there, and the Pirates should be taking a step forward with their pitching staff, but they've done nothing other than re-sign Andrew McCutchen. But the Cardinals are in a very peculiar spot because they're just not that good, and they have a lousy manager. Doesn't help them, Ollie Marmol's a lousy manager, and then they have this sort of hanging over them as Nolan Arenado. Now they were able to let go of Paul Goldschmidt, and a brilliant move by the Yankees. They bring in 83-year-old Paul Goldschmidt to play first base, which makes no sense if you're the New York Yankees that believe in, supposed to believe in left-handed hitting. Let's bring in a right-handed hitter, another one. It's a go. I guess they need someone to be friends with worst face. I mean Aaron Judge. But anyway, back to our Mets. Again, I don't see this as realistic. Like I said, the most realistic thing for the Mets to do is re-sign Pete Alonso. It's the number one thing they need to do right now. And after that is bring in Tanner Scott, who we've talked about here. That should be the number 2 priority. And then they can figure out who they want to bring in after that. But those are the big moves that's left on the agenda for the Mets. I know that they're looking for a middle infielder, and they're looking for an infielder just in general, and an outfielder too. I mean, they could do a number of things here. Excuse me. Excuse me. They could do a number of things. First of all, they could re-sign Jose Iglesias. The problem with that, folks, is he's 35 years old. Okay. I like the guy. He's, he had a good year, but he fizzled out in the end. And the OMG is great, wonderful, beautiful, great. It's great. It's a great thing for him to have, when his baseball career is over. But he's 35 years old. I have all these young guys that need to play. Also, another easy move. Now, I would not sign. Now, if I understand, he's looking for 2 years. He wants to play 2 more years. I wouldn't do that. Now with all these young guys in my infield. I want to play Ronnie Mauricio. I still have Jeff McNeil here. Jeff Williams down the road. Acuna. I got plenty of guys here that can play. I don't need Iglesias in that way. And then, of course, it's Jesse Winker. The Mets go bring him back. I'd have no problem with that. And also, I would not be adverse to not doing this. But the problem is he's sort of an everyday player, and that's Jurickson Profar. He is an everyday player, okay? And that would certainly add an element more offense to this lineup. But where do you play him? And I really don't want to play Brandon Nim on center field anymore. To be honest with you, I'd like to see him DH, but that's how I stand with that. But I know this is sort of a mishmash of a video with Nolan Arenado being in the title of this video, but most important thing, obviously, is re-signing Pete. I think that's going to happen. I would be shocked if it didn't happen. And the fact that the Boris / Alonso camp has thawed on the idea of a 6-year deal or a 9-year deal, whatever it was, should tell you a lot about Pete's mentality right now, where he's thinking. And I don't think it's greed to want more money. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not greed. It's not none of this nonsense. He just wants to get the most money for his family. This is his big shot to get big money and really have a very good life for his family and his children, his future children. But you would do the same thing. I would do the same thing. So people going crazy about this, that end of it. You would do the same thing. Now, in the meanwhile, please become a member of the channel. I do mostly regular, everyday videos that are a little bit different than this. A little more sort of, I guess, a little more casual, you know. And, again, please join. It's a great way to support the channel. It helps me get a new computer for the channel and have better videos for you and better sound. So it's all part of the plan. It's not going down a hole, believe me. But thank you for watching this video. And, of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut. And I'll see you later.